First of all, thank you very much to KL for inviting me to give a small sharing about what I did during this crisis period. And yeah, eventually yesterday we have just conducted an online CFEP program for one of the MNC in town. Surprisingly, the audience is about 70 packs of them, and they are providing us a very good post-mortem feedback after the event actually, because we targeted the sessions only for about 60 minutes. Okay, but with a lot of Q&A coming, yeah, we are extend about we are able to extend until about 1 hour and 40 minutes before the event run. Okay, so during this crisis period, definitely some of the consultants they asked me, actually, Stanley, what are you doing during this period apart from sitting at home? Okay, so apart from sending some love message or hello message to most of my clients, at the same time, I also can summarize here. Okay, so what I did. So first of all, I agree with what KL have shared with you just now. I think peace of mind is very important to the client, especially during this crisis period, because most of them, they are either have a psychological fear or financially fear in this moment. So as an independent financial advisor, eventually we are playing a very important role here, okay, on how to comfort them, okay. So first of all is you need to provide a peace of mind to your client. And the second one is also very important. You need to concern about your client's safety as well as their financial, because we are expert on the financial, so definitely we need to give them, we need to highlight to them what they need to take care for during this crisis period. The third one will be very important to all of you. I would say that you might need to help your client to visualize, okay, visualize their cash flow and asset net worth. When I talk about visualize, it means that 视觉化, okay, in Chinese. So they need to have a so if you are able to develop some simplified cash flow statement or asset net worth to your clients and help them to review how many months of the emergency funds they have, okay, what is their fixed overheads, what is their fixed expenses or variable expenses, and how are they going to adjust their lifestyle during this period of time, right? I think they will give you much of appreciations, and you might have a good chance to get a lot of new clients. Okay, and number four, whoever if you're expert in the investment portfolio, well, it's a good time. It's a good time for you to review your client investment portfolio, help them to do some rebalancing and realignment in this period. Okay, and number fifth, this is my forte area. That is gap analysis on the insurance protection during this crisis period, and we also help most of them save their premium during this critical time. Later, I will share a bit more on this part. And last but not least is leaving a legacy with love message to them. For us, when we do about estate planning or legacy planning, we are not just doing a very harsh or documented will or trust or whatever legacies documentation. But most of my documentation is we put a lot of love message to enhance their family value. Okay, the love message, talking to the wife, talking to the children, or talking to the parents if touch wood something bad happened to them. I think it will make ourselves to be more than just a simple financial advisor. Okay, so this is my 2 cents of opinions during this crisis period, and this is what I practice. Okay, for the past 2 weeks I've been locked down. Okay, so far is my suggestion or sharing okay? If you feel okay, then press 1 for me. Thank you.
Stanley, you can go to the presentation mode. I think then it show bigger.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so yesterday I've done sharing with one of the MNC company, and my topic is on the wealth protection, that is risk management through COVID-19. Okay, because you need to remember most of our clients, okay, they are laymen, they are not expert at us on all types of insurance jargon words. So what I did is I have summarized two important messages to my client or prospect. The first one is insurance claim highlight if due to COVID-19. Touch wood, if our client or friends or any other prospect that have been unfortunately diagnosed with COVID-19. So as a financial advisor, what is your value added advice to them? Okay. And number two, this will be very important because I have made a call to a lot of my SME clients, most of my businessmen. Eventually, indirectly, they are facing some what we call as a cash flow problem right now. So they will be really appreciate if you are able to give them some tips on how to save their insurance premium during this critical period. Do you agree with me? If you agree with me, press number 2. Okay. Okay. So I have made some summary here. That is what is the value added? What is the value added solution from life insurance company during this critical period at no additional cost, because the client now is very sensitive to the figures. So when you talk about value added, when you talk about no additional cost, they will be very happy and getting more information from you. So I have tried my best to summarize the top 10 life insurance company in Malaysia. So start with Prudential. So I think you are all familiar with the information here because the earlier information has been compiled by Ji Hui as well. So thank you very much to Ji Hui. So I just try to put into a more colorful format and send to my client actually. So for Prudential, approved BSN Takafu additional 5,000 payable upon diagnosis of COVID-19 per life. And if your client is buying a Thru Wealth Plus, okay, there will be additional 5,000 payable due to the infectious disease. Okay. And the offer is until 30th of April, okay, but group policy is excluded. For Allianz, there's an additional 20,000 death benefit payout if due to COVID-19 and if hospitalized. When we talk about the hospitalized, right, you need to be very particular to your clients, okay? It means that the hospitalized is to the authorized, what we call that, the special designated hospital by Ministry of Health due to COVID-19. Okay, so I believe you can get the list from KKM website. Okay, so I can skip on this. So back to this one. Okay, so if hospitalized is 200 per day, if hospitalizations, okay, and this is applicable to individual policy only. And for AIA, there's an additional 10,000 payout if due to COVID-19 death. Okay, if hospitalized is 200 per day, up to 330 days of hospitalization, but excluding the group policy. So for any of your corporate client employee, if they only bought a group employee benefit, please highlight to them, okay, the offer is not extended to group policy. And for HLA, if hospitalized, there's a 200 per day, up to 30 days of hospitalization. Term and condition is valid until 30th of June or exhaustion of 1 million financial assistance fund. So in Malaysia at the moment, there are about 4 insurance companies offering 1 million financial assistance fund. Okay. For Great Eastern, additional 20,000 death benefit, 200 per day, up to 60 days of hospitalization. The offer is valid until the 30th of December. So until year end of first million financial assistance fund, whichever is earlier. So I have spent about 5 to 10 minutes to go through the whole thing with them. But most of the client, I believe, are 60% to 70% of the client, they are rather bought the top 5 insurance, life insurance provider from here. Okay. So for Tokyo Marine and Manulife, they appreciate medical staff. So touch wood, if there's any disease due to COVID-19 for medical staff, there's an additional 10,000 and 5,000 paid by Tokyo Marine or Manulife. I think the others should be quite similar here, which I will skip on that. Okay. So the other part is apart from, I believe most of your clients, they bought a H&S policy with you. At the same time, they might also bought a CI policy with you, correct or not? So touch wood, if due to the critical illness, right? So is your client able to claim? I believe some of your clients, they might call you and seek clarification on this part. Okay. So I've checked the claim mechanism with Prudential. So this is a reply provided by them. So if a person diagnosed with COVID-19, by fulfilling the term and condition that is involving a major organ transplant of lung, special removal of one lung, or they need to go through a medical procedure of tracheostomy. Later I will show you what is tracheostomy. Okay, and take note, please review your client policy. There is a 30-day survival rate clause applicable to terminal stage illness. So they need to comply to this T and C before the claim can be substantiated. Okay, so how is the term and condition look like? This is from Prudential Assurance. Okay, so the claim mechanism is end-stage lung disease, causing chronic lung failure, and they need to fulfill all the technical criteria as per attached. Okay, so we go to the next picture. Okay, so a lot of your clients, they might ask you what is a tracheostomy. Okay, basically, most of the patients, if they stay in ICU for a long time, and they have what we call as a pneumonia issue or lung failure issue, they might need to install this procedure, okay, to temporarily to get the airflow into the lung. Okay, so if the life assured or the patient they diagnosed and they need to go through this procedure, most likely their claim will be able to be established. Okay, but let's say if your client, touch wood, if the prospect or whoever, they only been admitted to the hospital and just for quarantine observation purpose, the claim unable to be established. So you need to give a very clear picture to your clients. Okay. This one very important. Now a lot of your clients, they ask about, hey, nowadays my cash flow very I don't have much income. You see, I don't receive my income from my employer. Maybe there's a pay cut. Maybe there's a retrenchment. Okay, for businessmen, maybe they don't even have a cash flow to pay for their staff at the moment because all their factory, all their business, all their shop need to be closed down. So for me, what I do is instead of telling them what you need to top up, what you need to buy during this period, okay, I will tell them actually during this period, why not we review your policy and see how to save your premium during this period. Okay, so indirectly, I believe most of the clients will remember you and appreciate you during this critical period. So basically, what is the tips I give to them? Actually, is a very simple tips. I believe most of you will know on that as well. So I will tell them, well, since you are locking down at home, it's a good time for you to make some life changes. Okay, how are you going to make some life changes? If you are a smoker, please quit smoking, correct or not? Now, because eventually you can go to the shop and get the cigarettes, correct or not? So why not you just quit from the smoking, and eventually after some period, right, you can apply to the life insurance company and to become a non-smoker. And I believe if you are a non-smoker, you can enjoy some discount on the premium as well, right? So indirectly, we advise our client to make their lifestyle to be more healthy and help them to save their premium. And try to imagine if your client is paying 20,000 per annum of a premium, and if they are able to save 20% of the premium by converting from smoker to non-smoker, right? So indirectly, you are getting additional 4,000 as their regular investment. So is that fantastic to you? Okay. Number two, a lot of Malaysians, they are having this obesity issue. So during this lockdown period, it's time for you to do some good exercise, try to slim down. And if your BMI is lower than 30, most likely there will be no loading of premium, because obesity, it will cause your loading of premium from 25% to 250%. Okay. And the third one is very important. I've done a lot of holiday premium for my client at the moment, because they are contacting me seeing any way, because some of them, they call me and say they want to surrender their policy. I say, hey, how come you want to surrender your policy? Because during this crisis period, this policy will be the most important policy to protect your loved one. So why you want to surrender? Why not we help you to change the surrendering of the policy and change to the holiday premium? But you need to check with the respective life insurance company how much is the cash value available. Okay, then from there, most likely you can help your clients to withdraw their cash value for their business usage, or to pay off some of the debts, or to pay for some of the critical emergency fund as well. Okay, number 4 is talking about term and whole life policy. A lot of the client last time they bought a big policy, well, maybe they bought the what we call as a par policy, or whole life non-par policy. So if they have a cash flow issue, right, mostly they are unable to pay for the premium. So how we advise our client is, if the protection is still very important to you, you have the option to buy some short-term policy at the moment. Example, annual renewable term from AIA, 5 years renewable term from Gibraltar, Manulife for AIA. Indirectly, they save their premium for the emergency use. At the same time, the protection is ongoing as well. Okay. 5th is talking about any bulk discount on big sum insured. Okay. If you buy a $500,000 policy, definitely the cost of insurance per 1,000 is cheaper comparing to if you just bought a 100,000 policy, and so on. And monthly and yearly, which one is cheaper? Well, I think the theory you should know on that. For ILP policy, definitely there is no difference between monthly and yearly, but the policy admin fees, okay, and the policy charges might be different. Okay, comparing to the traditional policy, if you are paying monthly and yearly, there is a 5% difference. So for me, how I advise my client is, normally I will, at this critical point, I will help my client to visualize their cash flow statement first, okay, and see what is their unhealthy lifestyle expenses, and from there we will help our client or advise our clients try their best to cut down whatever unnecessary lifestyle expenses. And if their insurance premium is quite substantial to them, so as per my suggestion just now, from point 1 to point 6, you can help them to go through as well. But most important, definitely you ask me, hey Stanley, if you do like that, then we cannot earn money already, correct or not? So apart from point 6, this is my point 7. Okay. During this critical period, you need to engage us, because we are the independent financial advisor, and we will help you to do comparison and savings. Okay, by identifying this is the scenario. If you wish to buy a term $1 million policy, right? So which is the cheapest one? So we are able to provide what we call as a platform, and we can help you to comparing each and every of them, and we are able to identify which one is cheaper for you to achieve your financial objective. So this is how I talk to my client actually. Okay, and during this critical period, this is something like talk all the good news, but at the same time, you might also want to think about if I can sell you something or not. So this is how I talk to my client. We are providing independent consultation and remote non-face-to-face insurance application during the MCO period. Okay, so if they are keen, they wish to know more, yes, there's no obligation. We can help you to compile some of the metrics comparison and see which one is champion to your interest. So this is what I share with my client actually. So far, any question to ask?
Thank you, Stanley. Let's give a round of applause to Stanley for his unselfishness sharing that he just shared with us this morning, and we found that it's useful to all of you. So that's why we actually asked Stanley to share, and he have he immediately say yes lah. So let's give a round of applause to Stanley. Thank you,
Thank you so
TQ,
much.
Brian. Yes, okay. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Stay safe and stay positive.
Yeah. So any question to Stanley that you want to ask, especially because he's really conducted an online session for a group of about 50 odd people, right? 50 odd staff.
70 of them yesterday.
70 of them through online basis. Okay, through online basis. So it's possible. It's possible, and if you have any question, you can open your mic to ask Stanley if you want to. And we are planning to do this because we are now into this situation, lockdown situation. We are thinking of maybe run a short presentation like this or webinar presentation like this to actually talk to our client. So so we are planning to do that, and we can either invite Stanley again to talk about this. Because online we can't actually do it too long because people attention span is very short. So probably we do maybe 30 minutes, and then we can have Q&A if let's say they have any. Then there is a call action like what Sandy mentioned, which is quite good. That he mentioned about during this period of time, during this MCO period of time, they still can apply for their insurance through this company, and I can also see a lot of agents in the market now. They are so proud of that. They are so proud of their insurance company that the insurance company can actually do this. You see, non-face-to-face submission of insurance. So I think the more they do, the better for us also, because we are planning to do it as well. That we are so happy that their agents are able to do that, or agents are able to do that. But as a financial advisors or financial advisory firm, we are able to do all the above. Means that all the 6 company or 5 company that Stanley mentioned, we can do every one of them, and we can tell them which one is better, which one is more suitable for them. So isn't it we are in also a better position compared to a lot of people? And in this period of time, because people are they're fearful, they don't have peace of mind, we are able to cater for that. And we have to be more proactive in that sense. We have to be more proactive to tell people that we are able to do that as well. Because I see a lot of agents who are proactive. They are actually sharing this piece of news of what their company can do for them in their social media. So they can't actually, this is the best way to reach out to a lot of people. So they are doing that. So we should do that as well. We should do that as well. And we are planning to do seminars, webinar for your client. If you think that this is a good idea to conduct a webinar, that you can invite a few people to come to the webinar through online, please put number 3. Number 3, if you think this is a good idea, please put number 3 so that we can actually run this webinar for your client or prospect. And then subsequently you can then use a face-to-face, non-face-to-face model, like maybe Google Meet or Facebook, FaceTime or whatever, to actually conduct a face-to-face, online face-to-face meeting with them. And then subsequently, if let's say they want to transact, you can also use the product from the insurance company that can provide the e-submission to actually submit the business for them. So there are many of you say 3, that's good. So there's a reason why next